Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with blog2watch.com. Please subscribe to Blog to Watch videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. Doesn't this look like two watches mating? It's actually a male and female version. I guess it would be the other way around if they were mating. I don't know. Some watches from a brand called Kyboe, which sometimes has an exclamation mark at the end of the name, so you have to scream it. That's Kyboe. Apparently it's a Dutch company, or their Dutch design, and they're not expensive watches, they're kind of like fashion watches, but they're kind of cool. I like that on the back of the watch here, it says very blatantly, right here, what does it say? Yeah, it says made in China. I like that. Listen, a lot of watches are made in China. Most watches are made in China, and they try to hide it, and the Swiss made this, and Swiss made that, and all this nonsense. You know, this brand is just like, yeah, they're made in China, and they know they're not particularly expensive. Their watches vary, lots of different colors and things like that, but they're mostly the same kind of diver's style watch. This one's called the Giant 48. This is also a Giant 48. Interestingly enough, the Giant 48 is their small watch. They have a watch called the Giant 55, which is much bigger. Now, I'm a fan of large watches, but at 55 millimeters wide, the Giant 55 is just kind of too big for my wrists. There's guys who pull it off, I'm sure. So this for them at 48 millimeters wide, as you can see, this lovely pink tone is for ladies. Yes, does it look large on a woman? Sure. I'm going to adjust the lighting here just a little bit. I'm burning my hand to the light as we speak for your benefit. Anyway, so at 48 millimeters wide, does it look good on a woman? It can. The thickness of the bezel allows it to look not quite as wide as it is, but it's still going to, hang on her wrist a little bit, even though with the strap it can get kind of small. Silicone strap, it has these metal inserts here. Why are they there? They look cool. I don't know. Rotating diver's bezel there. Water resistant to, I don't know. I forget. It just says water resistant. I don't know if you should dive in these because these are not high-end diver's watches, but you do have a screw-down crown, and you do have a rotating diver's bezel. In terms of lume, it gets complicated, and that's where things are interesting. Inside is a Quartz Movement. Now, there's a special button right here, if you'll notice. What does that button do? Well, that button basically activates a number of small LED lights. That's cool. I haven't seen that before, and I like that a watch like this goes ahead and does something a little bit different. Obviously, this is probably a Chinese manufacturer that has these movements, and Kyboe was like, "That's cool," but there's a there's a problem here. If you notice, I'll do that again. That's just the hour markers. That's not the hands. It's nothing more. So the problem is that while you are lighting it up at night, you're just seeing the hands. Now, theoretically speaking, if you turned on the light a couple times, it could charge up the luminant on the dial, which is on the hands and the hour markers, just enough to read it at night. And probably if you look at the right angle, the light will somehow illuminate where the hands are. But for the most part, it's kind of a funny thing. Could they put small lights in the hands? No, that would have been difficult, but I wish they would have designed it in a way that the light on the dial somehow would have done something to the hands, reflected or something like that to show them. On the wrist, you can see here it's nice, it's fashionable, it's fun. All the colors they have really make it interesting. This one is, I think they call atomic orange. There's several different kinds of orange. The dial's textured. Obviously, it is quasi Rolex in design, has some other things in there. It's like a lot of these things are basically a Rolex Submariner with Explorer mixed together, given the hands and the dial style there, as well as this bezel. Again, this is the Kyboe Giant 48 for men, women, and a bazillion other colors. There's larger versions as well. Retail price is $266, not too bad, and you can see the full review on blog2watch.com. Thanks.